file this video under the category of karma is a son of a gun. So yesterday I posted a video and took a stab at guys who cut the grass and make videos of it, and they got thousands of viewers. And I'm cutting my grass yesterday and my John Deere decided to pitch a fit. Not quite sure what's wrong with it yet. I didn't get a chance to look at it yesterday, so I thought we'd look at it today. But before we look at it, let's talk a little bit about this tractor. It's a John Deere 445, and I've got all the pieces. I need to get a new battery, so I haven't put the new cover on, because if I don't start it for 3 days, the battery goes dead. So it's just easier to jump that way, and maybe we'll take it out today. But I have a love-hate relationship with this tractor. I didn't buy it new, but it doesn't have that many hours on it. It's got 775 hours on it. And it's the only thing on the dash that works. 774 hours. These are typical issues with this tractor. The dash doesn't work. On this particular tractor, I've had to get a new ECU, a new fuel pump, the new ram for the front power steering. People are familiar with this tractor. I think this has the 22 horsepower Kawasaki. It had the plastic timing gear, so I had to get a new timing gear, a new water pump. The only thing that hasn't caused me an issue so far has been the transmission. And it's funny, if you go onto eBay, you see a lot of transmissions for these things for sale, because the engine's crapped out and the guys just part them out, and that's why you see so many transmissions. It's kind of I don't know, but the things I like about it: it's easy to drive, it's got power steering, hydrostatic transmission, cuts the grass well. When it runs, it's a beast. But I think I know what's wrong with it. I think I do, but since I got it out, it needs the blade sharpened. Maybe I'll just go get some new blades in the battery today and drop the old ones off and have them sharpened. But let me give you a little ride here and show you what it's doing. So normally it starts up much faster than that, a higher idle. And let's go try cutting some grass, because once it gets under load, it'll probably start backfiring. I'm going to make it up my little hill here. So, yeah. So much for that. I very rarely take these side covers off, but this is another issue with these things. So the plastic is so thin at the tabs, they break a lot. So you'll see a lot of these replacement covers on eBay and stuff, but luckily 3 out of 4 of mine still are okay. But my gosh, these side panels are, I don't know, they're kind of expensive. And just for something like this, I'll probably try just to fiberglass that and fix that. So we'll see. But let me get this cover off here. Oh, there it is. Spark plug came off. I kind of wondered, because I was the grass was kind of high, so I had to. That one looks like it's still on. So I checked the air filter, you know, because I got some mice in the shed every once in a while, and they could have climbed up in here and clogged up my air filter, but that was okay. And I thought maybe it overheated, and had checked that, and with my infrared laser pointer, but it was about 180, 200 degrees, so that wasn't it. And my radiator screen gets clogged here, and it's got some debris in front of it, but that was that wasn't it either. So luckily, just something simple here. So slight change of plan. These caps, they're replaceable. They just screw into the plug wire, and these are so loose. Look at that, it just fall off on its own. So I'm just gonna, I got a spare battery for a core. I'm just gonna run down to the dealer, see if they have any of these caps, get a new battery, get some new blades, and then just give this thing a, take it apart, put the new parts on, clean it up a little bit. And I dread going to the dealer on a Saturday because the traffic and where the dealership is can be kind of ridiculous. But let's give Frankenstein a little drive here, and we'll go get the parts. Look at all the green. Tractor season. Before we talk about these batteries, I'm thinking that tractor seat would be a bomb in here. I think that's like perfect. Once I get those pieces welded in, I might have to check that out, see if that fits in there. Alright, so now onto the batteries. I chose, these are a little bit more expensive than the ones you get at AutoZone, Pep Boys, and Advanced Auto. And I went with this one because generally I go through those tractor batteries, I'm lucky if I get 2 or 3 years out of them. And this one has lasted at least 5. So I never really thought too much about it. Well, that's not true. I did think about it, because it did occur to me that this battery had lasted a long time under the same conditions and everything else. I took a battery from one of the other guys in as a core, or just to get rid of it. And when I carried it in, I just carried it in with one hand. And as I was checking out, I was making fun of the cashier because she was like using 2 hands and was struggling a little bit over how heavy it was. I said, oh, come on, they're not that heavy. Until I went to pick it up, and I swear it's got to be twice as heavy as the one I took in. So when I've got another wheel horse in the shed that I've got a rototiller hooked up to it, and I'm going to put that battery in it because it still has some life to it, and I'll just put a trickle charger on it or something. Actually, if I just clean it up, if I just clean the terminals up, it'll probably work better. And maybe, I don't know if those are ventless or what. So I'm going to put that in the wheel horse and take the one out of the wheel horse, and I'm going to measure and see how much they weigh and what the weight difference is, because now I'm kind of curious as to what the weight difference is. So, but I'm going to put the battery in now, and we'll start my little project. Also, I got new spark plugs, and I got new caps. And the reason I did is I started thinking about it on the way to John Deere dealership, and you know how you just mentally are replaying in your mind what's going on. And then I noticed a little screw cap was missing off the top here, and I'll show you here. Let's open one up and show you what I'm talking about. This little piece here, I think it should be focused. This little tab that goes on here that actually just screws on. Well, it's not missing, it's probably inside of here. And that's happened before, so I'm not going to mess around with it again. I just got a pair of new plugs. We'll put the new plugs on, we'll put the new caps on, because these are hard and this one's chewed up. Probably doesn't seal. So we'll put these all new parts on, and hopefully not have to worry about it again, or at least for a long time. while I got the battery out, this engine has a nice little drain thing here, but the last time I tried that, it didn't work so well. So I'm going to try it again. If it doesn't drain, I'm going to pull it out because it's either clogged or something's not right. So, because that's really what it's for, so you can get the oil out without spilling it all over the place. Alright, so here we go. We've got a little 10 millimeter release valve, I guess you'd call it, and we'll loosen her up here, and that's as loose as she gets, and there's nothing coming out. Oh, there we go. This thing doesn't burn any oil. I use synthetic. Now while we're doing that, I'm going to put the new spark plug on this side. There's the plug. Doesn't look too bad. Well, I think you've watched enough oil draining. Let's look at the how to replace these caps here. They just unwind. Like that. There's a little screw in there that screws into the end of the plug wire. Yeah, there's the part number. Well, they changed the design a little bit, so this is all rubber, and this has, I don't know what you call that, Bakelite plastic, and a boot on the top and the bottom, and it looks like somebody cut that off. Figure that one out. So we'll got the plug in, and let's slide this back on. Let's put this on first, and it's a little easier to see that screw inside of there. I'm going to put a little soap on the end of that to make this a little easier to slide on. There we go. And then we'll screw that into the plug wire. Slide the boot over. And bam! One done. Looking good. And the oil's still draining. Okay, so this is a newer one because it's got the boot where the other side didn't. But interestingly enough, let's screw that out. This side looks like they cut it off there too. I wonder what that's about. So what do you guys do in a situation like this? So you cut back a little bit? I think I might. There's plenty of plug wire there. Not much. Noise alert. I'm going to blow this out a little bit so that dirt doesn't get down in there. That's better. That one's a little wet, surprisingly. Oh, because it wasn't firing, because it wasn't hooked up. If it wasn't wet, it'd be alright. Alright. There we go. New boot and plug. New boot and plug. I think we're about good with the oil. I'm going to close that thing back off. It's on the very front of the engine block. You guys, if you're looking at a 445 video, you know where it's at. Tighten that up a little bit. And I think we're good there. Put the battery in, and I got an oil filter, and we'll get this thing going here. Guys, I have to fess up. If that date is correct, that filter's been on there since June of 2014. Now I run synthetic oil, and I don't think I put 50 or 60 hours on this thing over the summer, so it hasn't had a lot of use. Doesn't get a lot of use, but I'm a little embarrassed, so not afraid to share it with you though. Yeah, let's get that out of there. I got a fresh one, and I don't have a wrench for that, of course. I'll have to use a pair of channel locks or something to get that off of there. Yeah, also noticed, look at the, you can't see it, but the radiator hose underneath the pipe there is looking pretty raw too. I'm going to need to get a new one of those. Maybe it's a good thing that spark plug came off. Made me take a look in here. Little lamb's oil. I pretty much use either Mobil 1 or AMSOIL on everything. Is it a waste of money? I don't know. Come up there. Come up there. Come on! Son of a gun. Got some battery terminal grease. I'll just slather these things up a little bit. Alright, so let's go. Oh, look how much cleaner it is. Just a little bleach white and a little hosing. Let's review. Oil change, oil filter, new spark plugs, new end caps, new battery, grease terminals. Gonna have to get a new hose, get that sooner than later. I'm surprised it's hung on so close to the exhaust manifold there. No wonder it's baked. Oh, I greased the steering hydraulic end and the what would you call those? Steering pins, I guess. And I got that one, and I got the steering ram underneath there, and I think I'm going to save the deck blades until another day. I greased the fittings to the deck yesterday because the way it was running, I thought maybe I ran over something and it got caught up underneath the blades and the spindles, but I pulled the deck up and drove it up on the steps and climbed under there, and they were still loose, so I knew something else was wrong. Now let's check this real quick. I need a little fluid, so we'll put a little antifreeze in there. Alright, that didn't take much, only about a quart probably, if that. So put that back on there, and we'll get the hose, and let's give her a little, let's put the hood down, see how she runs. Here we go. Probably hear the difference. It wasn't even idle before. They're not very good. Alright, let's give it the acid test here. Gauge the deck. It wouldn't work with the deck. that was fun. I think. This is where I'm going to wrap up the video. That took a little longer than I thought, but I got a lot accomplished today. I can do the deck blades another day. They're not that bad. And I'll make sure to include you on the video. Oh, we got the oil change, got fresh plugs in, got new terminals on the end of the plug wires. And we should be good to go for quite a while. I get that radiator. In fact, I'll do it when I get the radiator hose. When I get the radiator hose, I will do the blades and we'll make another video. For coming along, subscribe if you like what you see, or down below there, down below. And I'm getting ready to put the nose on the Grand Am there, and that should be coming up here in the next week or so. Hey, thanks for joining me today, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good day.